Welcome to Pass or Play. Uh, Breaking. it's, it is a play for me. I'm gonna say it off the bat. It's based on a true story of veteran Marine Brian Brown Easley, played by John Boyega. He holds two people hostage inside a bank, trying to receive his Veteran Affairs Benefits Disability check in the amount of $892.34 as part of his demands. Initially, too, this movie was actually called 892, and then I think at some point they changed it to Breaking, the Breaking Point. He kept repeatedly trying to get his disability benefits worked out. Letting them know that that was that was the only thing helping him or keeping him afloat. Um, so in the movie, when he's inside the bank, when there's the two bank teller, or the bank teller, and then the manager, he contacts the local Channel 2 station, and speaks to an assignment editor about what he's currently doing, in the bank, and why he's doing it, to make sure that people know what the VA is doing to military coming back to America after they've served, and others like him. Currently, he's destitute and he's homeless. He was working two jobs before he got sick, but when he got sick, he was counting on that VA disability check, but he didn't. He couldn't get it because they said that he owed money to Lincoln Tech College, and the money that he owed towards those classes that he enrolled. He enrolled in computer classes, and because he owed money on it, the checks were going towards the payment of the balance of that money that was owed. In the movie, he's saying that he fixed it, and that he should be getting the check and not Lincoln Tech. Now in the movie, they you know they said that it's an error on Lincoln Tech's part, and why wasn't it fixed, or why didn't they fix it and make sure that he got his checks. In real life, because I kind of did some research on this just to see what the real story was in real life. Because he was homeless, they had sent letters to him letting him know that he was behind on payments, or the payments had defaulted or whatever. Um, but he never received them because he was homeless, and so it seems like in real life it wasn't an error. He did owe the money, and then that's why the payments were being redirected to Lincoln Tech for payment. But in the movie, it says that it looks like they made it seem like it was an error on Lincoln Tech's part, and he should have received the checks. And why wasn't it fixed? And there's this part in the movie where when he's talking to a 911 operator to basically get, he's deliberately trying to get coverage. He's holding the bank hostage. He says, "I have a bomb," and there's a part where he's talking to a 911 operator, and it's like stupid things to ask from a 911 operator. She's like, "What kind of clothes are you wearing in a hostage situation?" I'm thinking to myself, now he's not stupid. He was in. Now they said he was some kind of, I guess, like a desk clerk, to an extent. He worked, I guess, like in an office, or he was. I don't say he was a desk clerk per se, but he wasn't like out, you know, inactive, like actively firing on people. He was kind of like on the base in another country, but he was like on the base, kind of like in the quote unquote office of that area. But he's like, "Why are you asking what clothes am I wearing?" He's like, "Do you have a sniper?" And he's looking around, and he starts, he's like, "Close the blinds, close the blinds." I'm like, I just thought that was the stupidest thing. I mean, I would have reacted that way too. And I mean, he was very cordial and respectful to the ladies there. and even in reality, they said that he was very respectful and cordial. He didn't, he was very, he wasn't like, he's not, he wasn't a monster. He wasn't a bad person. He was just trying to get his disability benefit, his disability check. It's a sad story. It's a good movie. I would say, play on this. Um, I would say if you have time, maybe look up the real story of Brian Brown Easley. John Boyega I think he does a great job to kind of to embody that character, to embody that man. Um, Michael K. Williams as Eli Bernard, the negotiator on the scene. He's great. Nicole Bahari as the bank manager, Estelle Valerie, she's good. If you, I don't know, there used to be the show on Fox called Sleepy Hollow. She was really good in that. I like that show. She was on it the first three seasons, and then the fourth season, she was gone, and the show wasn't the same after she left. But anyway, she's really good in this as well. It's a good movie, but the ending is sad. It's not really a spoiler review or a non-spoiler review movie. This is based on a true story. I think from what I read up on it after I saw the movie, but for the most part, everything's on point. There's a couple of things they changed, versus like what act or versus how the story really was. It seems more or less with the Lincoln Tech, that may be the thing that they really changed. Everything else, for the most part, seems to be on point. There's changes of names of the characters and different things like that. The names of the negotiator. I would say from the movie, and even in based on what happened in real life, this character, he didn't have to die. Spoiler alert. He does end up dying. He didn't have to die, I don't think. Even when you see the movie, even from what they say actually happened, he didn't have to die. That was a decision that they chose to do. He agreed to everything with the negotiator, at least according to the film. I'm not sure about it in real life. But actually, no, I think that actually did play out the same too, even in real life. Like, he was respectful. Anything that he said he would do, he did. So there was really no reason for them to necessarily go about the way that they went about, ending it. On my last review, I did some random quotes that I had liked, and then this one, there's one where they say, "I need the X-Man," and then one person's like, "I like Jean Grey," and then there's one, it's like, "Is Bridget back?" And I want nothing, I am nothing. There's some good quotes in here too, like in between like a drama. This is not really a comedy. There's some moments where like it's comedic with the tension that's kind of going on in the film. So it's kind of funny in that sense, where like it's a little comedy in a tension kind of way. I think it's a good tone. I think the acting is like very good here. I would say John Boyega may get an Oscar nomination. It depends on what the other performances are, because every year it's whoever turns in the great performances. There's a lot of movies, but I think he could possibly get an Oscar nomination. Um, but again, this is it's I think it's a good movie. I just it's like one of those. It's just a sad movie. It's based on a true story. It's a sad ending, and they also, yeah, and even in the movie, it says that his family still hasn't received any of his benefits or anything. So, he did. He has a daughter, and he also has an ex-wife. They did get permission, and they talked to the family. So this was, I think he also has like a brother or something too, but they got permission from his family, his daughter, his ex-wife, so they got their permission. They talked to them about it. So, but it's just a sad story. That's it's a good movie though. It's like a bittersweet thing. I think I think people should know this, and what's going on with veterans, and the VA, with PTSD and the mental problems. They come back, and then sometimes they're just not treated. They're not treated great, and the things that they should get they don't get, and that's sad because they spent all those years or that time out there serving the country, and kind of to get treated like that, it is kind of sad. um, but other than that, I'd say again, this is a play for me. It is a good film. I think it follows pretty much on the line of the actual events, pretty close. There's a couple of things they changed, names and a few things here and there, but it's pretty close to what actually happened. I don't think there's any kind of taking advantage of the character or the people. It's pretty true to form. But yeah, if you have time, I would say go give this movie a watch. It's in theaters. Um, and go out and support black films, or with a predominantly black cast. Yeah, I would say go out and support the film. If you like this, press the like. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel, and have a good rest of your night and day.